man.
We're too America brain. We're like, rock flag and
Dude,
eagle.
we're like the only.
and you're like, and you're so
Dude,
confused.
the sound effect is so crazy too. Oh, for the longest time. Yep.
So it's early in the morning.
Oh yeah, it was
pub
ass
crawl.
crockett.
10 Australian there's Os Crocodon.
Crocodon, mate.
So that's what I
it
was
is.
thinking about. I was like, oh my God, I've been telling people this wrong for years.
All right, welcome back to the Jordan Whitrock Show. I'm your host, Jordan Whitrock. Whitrock? Sorry, a little inside joke. Anyway, our guest today, I'm really excited about. I actually caught him. We were doing a short film together this weekend, and I saw him on the email list, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted him on the show. And then I was like, quick like cold text, see if he's open this week before we film. And I was like, hey, you want to come on? He's like, oh, count me in. And I was like, let's go. So without further ado, let's welcome to the show, Jack Porter. Woo!
Everybody goes crazy.
All right. Okay. So we'll get into the short film later. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
I had something I was going to start off with, but now I lost it. So we'll go this direction. So what have you been up to this summer? I know you were talking a little bit about some events that you've been to and whatnot.
Yeah. Yep. So this summer's been pretty wild. I've been to a couple different places. Most recently, I was in Maine, actually. Portland, or flew into Portland, was there for 2-ish weeks in the Portland kind of Augusta area. That was really cool. Basically, and we talked about this before, but just kind of Wisconsin with a coastline. I mean, I know that sounds, we have any Maine listeners, but or viewers.
They're riding right now.
Yeah. Like,
Takes to the street.
We are not Wisconsin. But yeah, yep. So that was fun.
Okay.
But yeah,
I see you're wearing a Daytona shirt. Have you been to a lot of racetracks or no?
Yeah, a lot of racetracks. Yep.
Are you a big racing person?
Yeah.
Or is it like I consider myself, if there's we'll call 4 stages. I have no interest, don't even know what racing is. 2 is like, oh, okay, I think this is like fun. Like I'll watch it. I'm not really invested in storylines though, but like I'll watch a car go around a track, right? And then 3 is like, okay, I'm starting to get into storylines a little bit, paying attention more. Like I'm making an effort to like either watch highlights or whatever if I can't watch the real race. And then you have the fanatic, where it's like, oh, I know, like a lot of people football, right? That would be like that, where it's like I know every storyline, I know what's gonna happen, what's wrong with each car, what makes a car better than the others. I would say I'm in category 3, where it's like and with like F1, racing, I don't know, but I had an ex and she got into F1, and then so then by that way I was like, well, then I started watching it, and I was like, shit, and then they had that was it. No, is it Drive to Survive?
Drive to Survive, yeah.
And so then I was watching that for a class, Disney and Netflix. They had us watch an episode, but I was like, oh, why would I watch like season 6, episode 3 when I should just go watch the whole thing? So then I did, and I was like, okay, this is pretty fire. Like, I'm in. So now, like, I'll watch highlights. I'll keep up with it. But beyond that, I don't know what a car, like, downforce and stuff means.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm kind of using that same system. I would say I'm probably, what did you say? There's 4. You had 4 levels?
Yeah, there's 4 levels.
4 levels? I would say probably 4. I mean, and I'm not saying
Is there a type of racing, though, that's obviously more than other, or is it all racing?
That's a good question. I used to say, because there's a video game. It's called, I think it's Jimmy Johnson's Anything with an Engine. For me, it's like anything with an engine. If it's got a couple wheels, if it's got 2 wheels, maybe it's got 1 wheel. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what motorsport that is.
No, you know which ones have 1 wheel? Those like little like what's the name of it? Like not a hoverboard, but it's like a hoverboard with a wheel, and they lean. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the ones with 2 wheels. You've seen like the ones where they have 1 in the middle.
Yeah.
Those things fly.
I almost got taken out by one of those walking to class.
Yeah. On the sidewalk? Were you on the road?
Well, I was on the sidewalk.
Okay, bring this story down. How do you almost get hit?
So I was walking to ANC, and there's this one girl, and she's done this multiple times to me. I've never confronted her about it, but would just, because it's like those skateboards with like one central wheel, just flying down Algoma, just going past everybody. And it's just like, you just got your earbuds in, and you're just like walking down the street, and then all of a sudden, and it's like, whoa, it's just like a race car goes by you. And you're like, And you're so
Dude,
confused.
the sound effect is so crazy too.
You're so confused. You're so confused. And you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look fast.
No, dude. The worst is, so at work, obviously there's forklifts. Sometimes those things creep up on you. And I'm not trying to get like punctured or stabbed, you know? And the rule is it's not like pedestrians or workers have the right of way. It's like, hey, both have the right of way. Keep an eye out. Like,
okay.
In the way that they're not that, like, yes, they should be keeping an eye out for it, but they're not responsible if you're dumb and like are just not paying attention. They just run you over. And I'm like, okay, I can see kind of how it works, but at the same time, or not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. So you said you almost got hit. Did she like tap you on the head or like you cut Jeek and then kept going?
Well, because like I feel like, not with her, but like with the bicycles, like my big gripe is like there is a dedicated bike lane.
Yep.
But you're not using the bike lane. You're using the sidewalk. So like my biggest gripe is like when the people that are riding the bikes like make a comment to you like get out of the way or like I'm here, and it's like, buddy, this is the sidewalk.
Do you like that or the bell? Do you prefer that or the bell? You know, like people go like ding 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 ding.
I don't. Oh, that's a tough one. I feel
if it's like a manly bell, I'm down.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
If we get like a clown,
yeah. Get out of the way.
Okay, so you haven't had problems. So this is reminding me of when they were redoing your street.
Yes.
And they took all the sidewalks and everything out. And one person may or may not have left their car in their driveway when they took out the sidewalk.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about this. Yeah. So, gosh, you're bringing up such good memories.
Guys living on Cherry Street, what can you ask for?
Cherry Street.
One of the worst streets at the time by far in Oshkosh. Kind of like to the point where I'm like, I get that this is your college living or your low income family or whatever you want to say. It's like, that doesn't mean you don't fix a road. Like there can't be a worse road than Cherry Street in Oshkosh. Like this should be at the top of the list of fixing a road. And it was like that for like my whole time going to school there. And I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous. Before we get into your story, we had my parents had a Saab convertible, and when we sold my car because the market was starting to fall out before it boosted again, like I sold my car and I was looking for one. I couldn't find one because that's when the markets were going up. So they let me use their Saab convertible, but it's kind of low to the ground.
Yeah.
Well, Cherry Street isn't very kind to cars that are low.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure by the time I finished using that for like the 1 month I used it, we had more scrapes than before on the bottom of that car. But all I can say is I think my sister damaged it more than I did. So we forget about that, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to talk about your car.
Yeah, my car. So I'm in class, and I'm not that I'm weird, but like normally when I'm but when I'm in class or like when I'm driving, I'm normally not on my phone. Like I normally just have it like tucked away or something, or if I need to like, you know, skip a song or something, I've got it within reach. But I'm normally not like on it or texting or anything. And my phone is just blowing up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, what is this? And I see it's Jack Gold, and I'm like,
which we've had on the show already.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh gosh, this has got to be good if Jack Gold's trying to get a hold of me. And he's basically like you need to get your car out of the driveway now. Like construction is here, and they're going to basically rip this entire road up. And I'm like, buddy, like I wish I could, but I have like, I think it was actually before news.
I was gonna say there's no way that I like if that was me, I'm leaving any class I'm in.
Yeah,
unless it's an exam. That's a tough way. That's a tough way to say.
Yeah.
That. Okay. Anyway, like if it's a test, I'm not leaving. But any other class, I'm leaving. Which is why I'm thinking you were probably news because you news directed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, oh crap, I can't like get out of this. Like I'm in the middle of something. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I didn't have like a spare key or something like in that the apartment or something. So it couldn't be like, Jack, just go move it.
Yeah.
So for, oh my gosh, I don't want to over exaggerate it, but how long do you think they were working on that road? Or had that all like shut down? Because like I'm trying to remember how long they had it shut down for, but I don't want to like over.
I think it was only a year because they, you know, Lincoln, they did Lincoln for a year.
Yeah.
They started Lincoln before they did that, and like that's when I was on those streets more often. And like, so to me, it felt like, and probably to you, it felt like that whole stretch was under construction forever. But I think realistically, Cherry Street was probably just a year, but then Lincoln was started before that, so it kind of felt like it took forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think by the time they had come back and started paving, so I could actually get out, I think it had been like a month and a half. Then my car, I was literally just like, oh, I'm back to being like a freshman. Like I got no car. I just got to walk around.
That's crazy.
I got to beg for rides. Like this is not okay.
So you never got your car out?
For a whole solid month, I never had
until
my
they
car.
paved it? Because it took forever for I literally pub crawl. It was not paved.
No.
Which was tough. I wore the wrong shoes. So I was walking on gravel and I had no soles. So I felt every stone. Wrong mistake. Hey, you know what? Live, you learn, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, so your car was locked up there. You didn't even put like planks to drive over?
We had thought about that. Jack and I had thought about that, but it was going to turn into one of those like, not Vine videos, but like the stupid things you see on YouTube where it's like people totally failing on doing something, where it was just like we were going to get a car like halfway onto like these boards or like this ramp and it was just going to just be stuck or something. But it was that. Actually, it's funny you say that because it was that. And then we were like, well, if we get a shovel, and we're like, well, we don't have a shovel, but we have like a snow shovel.
Oh yeah.
And we could have like take the loose dirt that was there and like, not like build a bridge because that sounds dumb, but like kind of level it out so maybe you could drive over it, because it was still kind of roped off. But we were like, well, this has been set in stone for a while. Like it's not wet cement, like it's dry. They probably don't want us to go over it, but like we could probably get it out of here. Like don't want to damage the road, but so that was weird.
Gotcha.
But we were like, no, we're not going to do that. That ended pretty quickly because we're like, we're going to end up on YouTube somewhere, and this is going to be.
Yeah, we should have done that, and then I could have recorded it.
Yeah, have somebody there be like, oh.
have another title. My last 3 brain cells working together.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So we touched on it a little bit. So you did directing for news. Let's just get into that part.
Yeah.
So we went to school together at college. What year were you? Like, what year did you start? Because I don't remember seeing you. And we talked about this right before we started. Until we did Duck Talk together, which we can get into. But like, what year? Like, so how far along were you?
How far along was I? Like I'm pregnant or something. How far along were you when this happened? I was probably
9 months.
No,
I was bursting.
I was bursting, baby. I was bursting. No. I'm not pregnant. Nor. But no. So
what's his name?
So I think I was.
Right.
I transferred to Oshkosh because I went to Stevens Point. And I was,
okay, thank you.
Yeah, but I always, and again, for anybody that I ever told I went to Stevens Point, I did go to Stevens Point.
Yeah.
On the diploma, it says Stevens Point.
Wait, really?
Yeah, but I went to the Marshfield campus, but like it doesn't say like Marshfield campus. So like whenever people would be like, "Oh, you went to Stevens Point," I'd be like, "Yeah, I went to Stevens Point."
Does it say like associates or bachelors? Wait, did you go 4 years there?
No, I only went 2 years.
Okay, yeah.
But so I was there for 2 years at the Marshfield campus, which was really nice. I mean, it really was a good kind of introduction to college, but not actually like because they had like stuff to do on campus. Like I was a campus ambassador, stuff like that. Yeah. But like there wasn't really like a huge social aspect, which I know sounds weird.
Was it like a campus that didn't have housing, right? So it's a commuter campus?
It did, but it was privately owned. It
Oh,
wasn't like
okay,
UWSP dorms. It was like, hey, there's like housing that's right across the street.
Yeah,
so
okay.
like I think the word they used was like affiliated, which is kind of goofy.
Okay. But most people just commuted.
Yeah, a lot of people commuted.
Which is why it's hard to build culture or like like a school in that sense too when you have all commuters. Because it's like, I'm literally just going there for class. I am leaving.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because it was literally just like, you'd go to class, you get done with class, and then you leave. Like, you're just gone. And a lot of the kids that went there were just recent, like, Marshfield High School grads that were just like, hey, I'm done with high school.
Are you from that area?
No, I'm from...
Wait, what?
No, so I didn't even live in Marshfield. I live in Cornell, Wisconsin. Or
Isn't that really south or no?
No, north.
Oh.
It's weird because it's like...
That's where Cornell College is?
No.
Wait, I'm so
no.
lost now.
No. You know where Eau Claire is?
Yep.
So it's like
like up there.
45 minutes north of Eau Claire.
Oh.
So it's like northeast, I
West.
think.
From where we are.
North. Oh yeah, from here northwest. Yeah.
Okay, well, from Eau Claire it's northeast, so it's more central.
Yeah, more central.
Okay, yeah.
And I literally, like, I tell everyone this because it's just so easy. I live legitimately like 2 hours dead east of Minneapolis, like on the dot, like just exactly 2 hours east. If you just took a car
on that highway or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
I don't know either. Michael, you were on that kind of recently.
Is it 39?
That'd be a crazy pull if you pulled that off.
That would be crazy.
I did not expect you to actually know. I just wanted to
Hmm.
throw you. Oh, wait. Also, we have Micah in here. I don't know if I said that, so let's go, Micah.
He's just back there somewhere, yeah. Just off in the distance.
Dude, that's what I wish I had the ability to put him there. Yeah. So it's almost like you'd have a conversation vibes, but there's no way.
Yeah. But what were we?
We were talking about driving. Anyway, we were talking about your college, and you went to Cornell College. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Cornell.
Don't we have a Cornell College in Wisconsin? It's not the Cornell. Or what am I thinking? Carroll. Don't we have a Carroll?
We do.
Carroll.
We have Carroll. Thank you. Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, we have something that's like that.
Starts with the C. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
No, you're good.
Scratch my itch.
But no, so I live like an hour and a half away from Marshfield. So
Gotcha.
it was kind
Did
of.
you travel that hour and a half every day?
No. So
okay.
I lived in what word did I use? Housing. Affiliated housing.
Okay, so you actually lived there.
Yeah. So
okay, I'm glad I
there.
didn't trash that idea. That would have been funny. No. Okay, so you lived there for 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Why did you go to that particular school instead of one that was closer? Was there none that were closer?
I think it was twofold. I think part of it was my family. My dad went there.
Oh, okay.
He went there, oh God, a long time ago, probably in the late 80s, early 90s, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
when it was actually a lot nicer. I mean, I'm not dissing the campus at all, but I'm in terms of like what they offered.
Yeah.
Because they had like a whole theater department. No, they had like a whole.
You ever watch the TV show Community?
Yeah.
That's what makes it sound. You're making it sound like that.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not nice.
nice.
And it seems to have everything for no reason.
Because they had like a really good theater department at the time, because that's what my dad went to. Was that his minor? Yeah, his minor was theater.
Oh,
so that's a
okay.
little known fact about him. His minor was theater, and then his major was, I think it was education. I think education. I don't know if it was initially education.
You got an education degree. You can get an education degree there.
Probably at the time, because
Really?
it was UW Wood County. So that was before they.
Oh, it was a UW.
Yeah.
So it probably was a 4-year.
Yeah, I think they did offer some potentially 4-year programs there,
Which would make sense because education would be 4 years. Okay, and that's what I was trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, okay.
So yeah, before I can't remember what year it was, but it was probably, my guess was like 10, 15 years ago. Maybe it was more than that.
Yep.
But they broke up all the UW like county schools, so like UW Barron, UW, all these county institutions, and they basically kind of paired them off to 4-year institutions. So that's why for the longest time, RIP, Oshkosh had Fox Cities, but also Fond du Lac, because those were two.
Got you. So
institutions
they would have been
that got
separate institutions that then they're like, oh, we don't have enough money. Let's just make it one. And then they're like, oh, we don't have enough money. Let's just get rid of them.
Let's get rid of them. Yes. We had enough money, but now we don't have enough money. So bye-bye.
Yeah.
So yeah,
crazy. That's tough. All right. Okay. Got you. Okay. So you do that for 2 years and then you graduate.
yeah.
And then what brings you to Oshkosh?
I think going.
Wait, when did you graduate that? Was it
When did I
22, 21, 20?
Oh my gosh. So I graduated high school. I'm trying to put this together in my brain because I'm having a hard time. 2021, I graduated high school.
Oh, okay. So you're a year
so
younger
it was
than me.
Yeah, I'm a year
Okay,
younger.
yeah.
So yeah,
you're
it was
Micah's age.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
no. Now they know Micah's age.
Oh,
Oh,
it's confirmed. Cut that.
He's a
that.
minor. No,
But yeah, so
Got you.
2 years. It would have been 20.
So then yeah, which would have been okay. That makes sense. And that would have been Duck Duck. So why did you know Oshkosh? Did you originally go there for radio, TV, film, or that was something that you were like, I'm just gonna go to Oshkosh, and then you're like, oh damn.
I think ever since like before I wanted to go to college, I was like always looking at 4-year institutions because that was during the time during COVID when and I don't know if you remember this or were applying when this was going on.
Yeah.
But the application fee was waived. The UW system waived it.
Yeah, you didn't even have to take like they didn't even need your ACT scores. And
No.
stuff.
So they didn't need your ACT.
Clutch.
Yeah, I agree. So it was pretty clutch. And then like when you were applying to places like Oshkosh or Madison or places like that, you didn't have to pay the fee. Like there was because there's a fee to apply, and the institutions were just going, we need like bodies like now to just get into school because people are going, oh, this whole COVID thing, we don't know. So I applied to like every UW school just
Did you get into everyone?
Fun. That's a good question. Yes, I'm not sure about Matt. I don't think I got into Madison.
Oh, okay.
Just for poops and giggles, I did apply there, but I don't think I got in.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I got.
I only applied to one school, and it was Oshkosh.
Yeah, you're just like, I know.
I was like, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, and then by senior year, I figured it out. Like I was interested in the radio, TV, film program. That's why I went there. But then I was like, well, if all else fails and I realize this isn't what I want, I have a lot of like space in the university to like go just find something before I were to graduate, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I think part of that too, like it was a couple different factors. Like it was a lot of the requirements were waived, but I think also why I chose Oshkosh was just like, I knew I wanted to get into some form of broadcast, like, and I think it's like every, like, and I'm not trying to generalize things, but like, I feel like you got a young guy who's like, man, like I like TV, like television. So it's like, what's the automatic like angle you pick up? And I'm like, oh, sports. You're just like, oh, I would love to do that for the rest of my life.
Well, I mean, you spend your whole life watching sports up until that point anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. So you're just like automatically just like tunnel vision to like, this is what I want to do.
Was there a sport that like brought you into, you know,
that got me like into RT, like at Oshkosh or like
just in general, like wanting to be like a radio or not even radio, but like TV personality or something like that? Like for me, it wasn't sports. It was like the radio shows in the morning. Like listening to that, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I knew I probably wouldn't do radio. I don't have a great voice for that, you know. You're listening to 90.3 WRST. He's like, nah, I don't got that, you know.
90.3 WRST.
Yeah. Like, you listen to this. You listen to the Jazz Hour. Ooh. Here's Cruella DeVille for the 7th time in this 30-minute stint. You know. Okay. Anyway, but it's like I knew I was gonna do that, but I always was like, okay. These radio hosts, though, like this is funny. If there was a way to like do something like this, was like always my thought process. But which then I was like, oh, I'll just do this because I'm sure I'll be able to find something within that degree, you know?
Yeah, I think it was kind of for me the same. But it was, I always liked with like racing and stuff like that. I always liked I was always a person that was like, I want to call these events. Like, I want to be the one that's like, you know, out of turn 4.
And for those who don't know what you're talking about, there's usually two people talking.
Yeah,
right?
Correct. Yep. So you'll have like a broadcast team of 2. For a lot of things, it's 2. Sometimes it's 3.
Yeah,
depending
3 if you have
on
someone
the event.
if you have someone on the ground or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's normally like Jordan was saying, like you got your people who you got your person who's calling, like your lead person who's leading kind of the call.
And like if we're thinking like of a sport, that's like the person, if you're listening to the radio, that's the one who's like, and Rogers drops back and he sees Jordan, like, and then long, you know, it's like that would be the caller, whereas the color, right, is the other option, or that's the other.
The color commentator is the one who is going, you know, like I'm trying to think of an example.
When Aaron Rodgers was 12, he skinned his knee.
And that was a big moment in his life where he realized at that point that he wanted to play
football.
Just like,
but so like they're the guy just like throwing random facts and just to make a conversation.
Yeah,
like that's their job, which I feel like would be me. Because like as much as I would love to, I've called one game by myself ever. It was I got the radio station knew that I was at or Oshkosh, and they're like, hey, like, soccer team, we have a radio spot, do you want to like do the call or whatever? And I'd never called in my life.
Okay.
Right, dude, I forgot about this story. All right, so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'm stressing about it, right? Because you're like, I don't know how many people I'm in front of. I don't know if this is just like a live stream on YouTube or if it's on the actual radio. Like, I'm kind of confused. And what I was told was that there was going to be a guy, I was going to be the caller,
okay,
and there was going to be a color guy. up there with me. He'd have like a camera on the game, but then also just like be in the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm told going into it, right? So I get there, and I go up to the booth or whatever, and I meet the guy or whatever, and he sets all the camera up, and he's got one microphone, and puts it in front of me. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, he's like, yeah. So like, I'm thinking you just like you're there calling the game, and I'll just be over here running the camera, and I'm like,
You're like,
okay,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what are we like? I don't know. I'm not gonna talk to myself. Like that's gonna be weird to talk to.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I'm like, this is what I'm thinking before the game starts. I'm like, I'm gonna be talking about what? This
To
makes
who?
sense, right? So they do all the like. Okay, then before the game starts, there's like a lightning strike. So we start the live stream, right? And I'm like, welcome to Ingalls Field, whatever. And then they have to like delay the game, or something happens. They have to delay the game for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so then he's like, well, just like fill in for. I'm like, I gotta fill 20 minutes worth of time. I'm like, this is like I've never done this before. Like I've talked, but like not in this kind of formal like talking about this game, and I didn't do much research on the team because like. What else? Like, what are you gonna research? D3 soccer,
Yeah.
And it was before they were good. So like, there wasn't even things to be like this. So like, they have a good class coming up, right? Which is awesome, exciting. But that was like their freshman year or something like that. So they weren't good.
Yeah.
Like now it'd be like, oh, like last year, this is what the team did. The year, So it's I don't even know the players either. So it's like that's like I don't even have personal stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so bad. And then, like, we're calling the game, and I'm realizing I'm kind of using, like, the same 4 phrases the entire game. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what you want from me or whatever. But then they were like, you did really good. We'd love to have you back anytime. And then I just never went back. In my argument, fall's always busy for me. So I never usually have time. It just happened that one time worked. But I was like, whew, that was a tough experience. Like, really 3 to the Wolves.
Yeah, well, you say that, but like, it's one of those things where people are always like, you watch it on TV and you're like, oh, this is easy. Like, I could just talk about the Packers going up and down a field for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
No. Because see,
because you can't say, son of a, why didn't you throw it? You're not a fan.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
You're supposed to be neutral for the most part, which is, I would argue, the hardest part of the whole thing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you really have to balance and get excited about everything. Well, not necessarily everything, because then that kind of dilutes the.
And Lopez is tying his left cleat for the second time this game.
Yeah, like you can't do that. So you're just like, and like with the phrases thing you're saying too, like you fall into like this rhythm where it's like, God, I've said that like 5, and you've said that 5 times, but you're like, man, I really hope the audience isn't like keying in on like, man, just stop using that. You got to say it in a different way.
But then in my head too, I'm like, but is there actually anyone listening to me? Because it's not like I'm on like an actual like NFL Network or something like that. It's like sometimes I felt like that with Oshkosh's radio. It's like, is anyone or is it just us?
Yeah,
like Titan TV. It's like I'm feeling like it's just us that's watching ourselves.
Yeah,
like it's not that stress real.
Yeah, like our lone watcher is the person down in master control who's the technical producer that's just like, I'm making sure nothing goes bad down here and I am taking you to break. Like,
I was just gonna say, and break.
Looks great, guys.
Dude, honestly, it's the scariest job, I would argue, out of the whole thing. I mean, maybe not like directing might be the scariest, but like master, nope, I'm good. The fact that like, none of that computer stuff made sense to me. I learned it like once, maybe twice, and then went through it with someone once. Still didn't get it. And I'm like, where do I put it? Where's the signal going to? Like, how do I transfer it over to the right, like to the thing that's actually being broadcast instead of just something that's looping or like just it's like no one's seeing it right now. Now people are seeing it. Now we got to stick it, switch it. And I'm like, why? But it's interesting because some people are like locked into that. They're like, this is my thing. But you put them in front of a camera or a microphone, they're like,
they seize up.
Yeah.
No, they literally just seize up. It's just like no oil. They just like freeze up like that. So no, I agree. I'm the same way with that. Like that was me with technical directing.
And that's what I was gonna say. Why did you decide you wanted to do news too? News technical directing. I think we talked about this a little bit, and there was a little bit of tea in it. There's
a little bit of tea. I'm trying to think of
tea as to why you just ended up doing news instead of something else. But so you do news, and why did you choose to do news?
Why did I choose?
You're just like, I got time.
I got boatloads of time.
I want to be able to say that I have office hours.
Yeah. Office hours, never heard of them. Yeah, so the whole news thing, because when I kind of, like, back to what we were talking about, coming in, wanting to calling all these games, which I eventually did, which was really fun. And then there's another side piece, or not side piece, but side story. Cut that. My girlfriend's gonna kill me. There's another side story to that where we had a conversation that you're like, but so with the whole news angle, because when I got to Oshkosh and did some stuff with like the sports department. My whole goal, not to make it sound bad, but my whole goal was eventually just to become the sports director. Like I wanted to kind of work the ropes, and I was always kind of poking and prodding Andy or Dylan, going, "Hey, like I want to do this. Can I do this?" And they're just like, "Yeah, sure. Like we need people for this." So I was always doing sports. I don't think there was like a week for like a solid like 2 months when I first got there that I wasn't doing something with them.
That's
like
crazy.
It was just all them. I had nothing to do with news at all. And it came down to the hiring season in the spring, I believe, March or April, something like that. And I applied, interviewed. I thought it went well. It's very intimidating, like because it's
who's in the room. Is it just it's the station manager, right?
Yep.
And then Justine,
yep.
which is probably where the intensity comes from.
Scariness, yeah. So it's station manager.
Yep.
Pretty much all the e-board.
Oh, okay.
And then
that's still on, or how does that work? Or is news director not technically on the e-board?
No, news director is on the e-board.
But is it just positions that are currently open, or how does that work? How would they have an e-board if that's what they're hiring?
Oh, so that's a really good question. So, like, how do you have a board already determined when you're interviewing for that board? That's a really good question. Which is
excellent
confusing.
Point. Shut up. No.
No. That's a really good question. So they have the old e-board hire for the new.
Yep, I got it.
But the rule is the person that's hiring for that position, so like the previous news director, I don't think can be in the room.
Oh, okay.
Or wait, no, they can. But if we had a scenario this past year where we had a director applying to the same position again, and there was also someone on the e-board that was applying for the same position, so they couldn't be sitting in on each other's interview. That's what I'm thinking of. So yeah, the news director could be in the interview process. So it's intimidating. It really is intimidating.
Okay.
Especially like coming into a space where, and I always felt like this. I always felt so dumb. Because like I wasn't there for 4 years. I came in with 2 years of experience, or no years of, like a couple months basically, that I had to kind of chalk all this stuff together and really understand what made RTF kind of RTF, but with like a real basic toolkit. Like I'm talking like Wendell's like radio class and 250. Like I'm in 250 and I'm I think I just got done with 250 and then I'm applying for one of these roles. Which is crazy, which does not very common. It happens, but it's not common. So
I'm a white elephant.
What can I say? But
I'm different. I'm not weak like the rest.
Yeah,
I have ambition.
Yeah, some of them don't have that same ambition or drive.
All right, continue.
So, I get in. The interview goes okay. There were a couple parts where I was really kind of struggling because I didn't have that toolkit to work with. Because I'm in this meeting with people that have done classes that you would know, like studio, that have produced a show, that have made a show. Like you can't really, you're talking in layman's terms to these people. You're like, camera, do this. Like you're just like caveman speaker, like camera, do this. Like what? Like this is what I want it to look like. But they're like, oh, like you want it like not staged, but like, what's the word? Blocked in a certain way, like using terminology that they would know, but you're just going like, I know how to run a camera. I've been in 250. So you're just like you're just kind of out of it. So that was a little tough. And then they basically, I can't remember. I think it was Veda was the station manager, which
we've had her on the show.
Yeah. Also, because it's Becca and Veda that are doing the short film.
That
we're going to be taking part in. So weird shout out, not weird shout out, but like toss to them.
I mean,
like,
to be fair, when I don't know what episode that was, but we did talk about that was going to be something in the future in the summer, because that would have been like the start of the summer.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, I'm thinking of doing this, and so it's like, it's here.
Yeah, it's actually happening now. But yeah, so that happened. I thought the interview went okay, and then they email me and they're like, well, we're
Going in a different direction.
they're basically like, we liked you, but I'm trying to be funny with it. We liked you, but like we didn't like you as much as some other people. So it's like, that's just fine. Like, I get it. Like, people have been here longer. Like, I totally respect that. But like, that was like, I don't know if I'm using the right terminology, but like massive, like not ego death, but it's like boom, like it's like
Yeah, I mean, at that point, everything was seeming so
good.
yes and good. Like, there was no no's.
There was no no's,
you know?
up until that point. And then you get that no, and you're like, like one of the reasons I came here was to do this. So you're like, how do I pivot? How do I kind of course correct and go, no, I still want to have a role, but it's not going to be necessarily where I want it to be, which is fine. Like, that's life. You're not going to get everything you wanted. Like, that's perfectly fine. And so in that email, they're like, well, we want you to come back in and we want to talk about this other role. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not sure if they said news director or if it was just kind of like, well, we'll come and talk about it. So then I go to Veda again. They call me into the staff office. It's super intimidating, right?
Staff office?
Well, it's super intimidating.
Is that the one that's about... No, is that the one where the AD sits?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I feel
in
like
there,
that's just a chill vibe.
yeah, it's a chill vibe. I mean, like...
Yeah. I guess I've never been in there when things have been intense.
Yeah, well, and it's weird too because like, I think I've seen other people like experience it, but like when you're actually on the e-board and you're in and around that space, you're like, oh, it's just like the office. But like when you're like a freshman or like, obviously I didn't come in as a freshman, but like you don't know that space, but you see like these elite people that are like running the place.
Yeah,
you're like,
I would have never walked in there to like upperclassmen. Like, but then once the people in my grade were there, it's like, oh, I know these people. Like, they're nothing special. Yeah, in the best way possible.
Yeah, in the best way possible. So I go in there, and then they're like, well, we'd like to offer you this position. And I'm like, well, what the heck? Like, what position could you offer me? I like, because on my sheet, like, they have like preferences of like, if this thing is available.
Yeah,
like,
well, what was on your list? Like, what were the things you were willing to do?
I think it was news. News was not. I think news was like third.
Oh, okay.
So it was like,
that's what I was wondering. Is where news, if it wasn't even on the list or something like that.
They're just like, they're like,
trust me, this is up your alley.
Yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it a lot. You'll do fine. We'll give you help. We'll make it work. And they're like, we got this guy. We tricked him. But
dude,
no,
I would never do news. Okay, continue.
So on that, so I'm sitting in this meeting. Or not this meeting, but Veda's like, well, this is what the news director
No one applied for this position. We don't know why.
Kind of. So they're like, well, nobody... Well, they didn't say nobody applied, but like I learned later that...
limited selection. Yeah, that's the nice way to put it.
It's very, very cutthroat in this, this position, man.
It's business.
If you don't take it now, you might not get it. You know what I mean? So I'm talking to Veda, and she's like, well, these are some of the roles... some of the things that you're having to do, and in my head, I'm literally sitting there like this. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And they're like, so do you want it? I'm like, yeah. Like, I think I could do it. And they're like, okay. And the whole time I'm thinking like, dude, I know none of what they're talking about. I'm just like, I want this position because
I just want a position.
I want a position because I want to learn these things. But coming in, I had I'm glad they thought of me, and I'm glad they were like, well, we want to give this kid a role because he's passionate, because he shows up and he does stuff for Titan TV. But like, what can we give him? Because they were going to give me like ops, not like ops in the Honda Civic, but like
you would have been the ops.
The ops. Yeah. Do you want to be part of the ops? Like, I didn't know the technical, like, behind the scenes stuff.
Yep.
So like, they're not going to give me that, and all the other positions they kind of had put together because Jenna was going to be the station manager. I mean, that was a freaking no-brainer. Like,
So were you only at Oshkosh 2 years?
Yeah.
Was that just because you had the associate's degree? You didn't have to take the BS?
Yeah, I think that's what also helped that was I think when they, because I don't know if you remember this, but like obviously because I was doing news I had to pay attention to it, but like the restructuring of the colleges.
Yeah, that's what saved me.
Yeah, saved me as well because I would have had to take like some lab-based science class.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
it would have
I had
screwed me.
3 out of my 4, and I couldn't. The problem was I just couldn't get into any of them until my last semester, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, who wants to be taking like some hard chem or bio class because the geography one wasn't offered, and I would have took that one in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is gonna suck. But then literally they're like, oh, so because we are changing things because we don't have money, we're now gonna let the departments kind of decide what they think the departments need for their students to be knowledgeable to go out successfully and do it. So it's like, hey, instead of making me take 4 lab sciences of like. Honestly, the only one that I still think about to this day is my geography because I was actually taught stuff that's like the real world, like that is gonna affect me. That at that basic level, it's like why would I need to take three chems or bios? Like I don't remember a single thing. All the math problems I did, I got them wrong when I did them then, and I don't know how to do them still now. So,
Yeah,
but
I'm the same way. You just and like kind of what you're saying, like you're jumping through hoops at that point.
Yeah.
You're just a dog jumping through hoops. Doom, 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 So but yeah, so I don't know what I did with the right hand, but should I did with the left. But yeah, but yeah, it's a whole blocking thing.
Yeah.
You don't
We
wanna
got
go in
that
front of
term
your
down.
face.
We got that term down.
Yeah,
Yep.
I learned that one.
Nailed
Yeah.
that one in the interview. All right.
But yeah, so interviewed, and then they were like, "So you're good, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And now the whole time I'm thinking, man, I need to take some classes that like align with some of this,
And then some therapy sessions.
yeah, to like get me through this. And it made it, and I know it sounds stupid, but like it made it worse. And they're like, so there's like 3 news episodes left because Veda was saying there's 3 episodes of news left. We want you to like help on one of them. And I'm like, okay. And this was when Josh Cavender was the news director. Yep. And he had a very interesting way of running things. I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Which I've heard. I don't know. I don't remember if it was bad or negative.
No,
just different.
Different way of running things. I mean, like all of us RTF people, heavy on the procrastination. Like, and I'm the same way too. But I was like I knew going in, I'm like, I can't do it this way. Because like he had a way of doing it where like he had like perfect, like the content was good, like it was written perfectly. But he would do it like the night before. He would write the whole he would put together like the whole show, write it and put it together the night before.
That's
and
impressive.
And that was impressive. And I knew going in, there was no way in heck I was doing that. That was not going to happen. No.
Especially if you don't know exactly what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So going in, it was like, I'm respectfully not going to do it that way. So I made some changes. And I mean, we can talk about that later. But yeah. So it was like, going in.
So you get into that room and are they like, hey, you're going to direct? or like what are the thoughts of like you being in there to help or whatever?
Yeah, so they're basically their idea of, hey, let's get this 250 like recent
up
250
to speed, you know.
Yeah, let's give them a quick crash course, if you will. Was basically ADing that episode of news. So it was like I had done nothing technical at that point. And it also is funny because I know a lot of the younger kids that are in 250 or getting those hours are running like cameras for news or like cameras for sports. But for me, that was not the case because I was calling all those games. So I got all the hours calling.
Yep.
And so I hadn't really touched or played with anything technical there. So they're like, oh yeah, just go do this. And I'm like, I haven't had a class that really, I needed to know the skills to do this.
Yep.
So it was a little hard. So then I think I wrote a couple stories and I think I got producer or writing credits, and I thought that was like the greatest freaking thing of all time. I'm like, oh my gosh, like Mom, look, like the credits for like 5 seconds. And of course it was the one of those shows where it's like it's running like, gosh, what's the word? Like it's running like long. The show is running long, so they go boom, 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 boom. Click. So it's like on there for like 2 seconds. Like it's like, oh, that's me. Oh, it's done. The title card, it's done. So I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So that was my first introduction to that, and it was like, it was like, there's a lot of things I got to know before I do this. So it was intimidating.
It's funny because like looking back at that time, I think like talking to people, it's like Dude, Jack's got so much going on, and I don't think he knows how to do it. Like, there's that mumbling of like, I'm glad I'm not him. Like, I would hate to be in that situation, but holy cow, bro, it might be cooked. But you got through the year, like eventually.
Yeah.
There wasn't any big crash or burns or whatever.
No.
Like, for the most part, just like as I think broadcasting wise, I think there's some funny times where people maybe said they were gonna do something for you and then dropped the ball like an hour before the show went live. But those are some good stories. We can maybe get into those later. Another episode, you know.
Dig up all the dirt. All the dirt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, you talking about crash. I don't know. Never mind. What I was thinking, whatever you said brought me back. So we dropped my brother off in Missouri. He's doing mission work at the University of Missouri, the Mizzou. But when we were traveling back, we drove through. When we went down, we went through St. Louis just because, like, why wouldn't you? It's only 30 minutes more. But on the way back, we was like, well, let's get home as fast as possible. So we went through Iowa, which I think that was like the first true time I was in Iowa. I don't think I was ever in Iowa before that.
Okay, yeah.
Like, cause like for me, why would you need to? We have enough cornfields where we live.
Literally.
And so, but when we were getting out of Missouri into Iowa, I was like, oh, this is crazy. It was like my dad's sister. My dad's sister, and then it was me, my mom in the middle, and then my oldest sister, and then it was my other sister in the back, and we were driving, and then it was like one of those shower thoughts where you're like, I'm like, there's gonna be a split second where technically we leave, my sister behind in Missouri, and we're in Iowa. I'm like, if you think about it, because she's in the back by herself, and if there is a true like invisible line, she's in Missouri and we're in Iowa. And so then as we were coming up across like where they have the sign where it says the border cross or whatever, I turned around to her and I was like, all right. And then waited for the line. I was like, see you later. Oh, hi.
Hi, bye. No.
yeah, exactly. It was so funny. But that was like, it was like one of those thoughts where you're like, yeah, technically that's what it would be, kind of like if you're on the Canadian border, you like jumped over and came back, like, yeah, in theory. But because that's the largest protected border, right? Is Canada and U.S. So in theory, couldn't you just walk through the woods? Right? Like obviously they have like the border stops, on the roads and whatnot. But we could take a group of guys. Maybe not the best idea, but we could take a large group of guys, walk across the border, and then walk back through private property. Couldn't we do that?
Honestly, like. I've kind of thought of that too. Like what? Like there's not like it's not like the Mexico border where it's like there's a wall, a great wall. Some people say it's pretty good. There's not a wall. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Right, Micah? Is that what you're looking up?
Okay. First fact check.
Canada's probably building one now.
It is considered the largest undefended border in the world.
Okay. It's protected. Landmines galore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you one thing. Oh yeah.
Do you guys have a guess of how many miles it stretches?
Oh. Can you tell us if it's in the thousands, 100,000s, or millions?
100,000. It's in the thousands.
Okay.
I can give it to you in kilometers.
56,720 miles.
Let me give you kilometers first.
That's not going to help.
8,891.
Wait, how many kilometers are in a mile? 3?
Is
2?
It like half?
Is it half? Do we know, Micah?
I'm not fact checking that.
we're too America brain. We're like, rock flag and eagle.
We're like the only. We're like the only country that uses like. Literally the last country that used Fahrenheit or whatever.
Yeah.
No, Canada was daylight savings. They're like, yeah, fuck this shit. We're going back to normal. We're just running it normal for now. And we're still the only country that does daylight savings.
That's so weird. We're so bass backwards that like we're so weird, aren't we? Like I feel like because we use Fahrenheit, we use not the metric. What do they call it? Like it's not the metric system. It's the
imperial system.
Like.
Bro, we literally left the empire.
Yeah,
you know
like we left Great Britain.
Wait, hold up. Before we do this, Jack, do you have your guess of how far or how long the?
Yes.
You don't get to know if it's half though. You don't get to know if it's
yeah.
half. You just have to guess because otherwise I'm gonna be a dumbass.
I'm gonna say it is
One
four.
million?
I'm gonna say 3,895
Okay.
miles.
What do we got, Micah?
5,525.
Hey, let's go. That's pretty good.
Wow.
That's pretty good. It's not 57,000.
It's not.
No.
I was thinking feet. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Which is definitely not gonna add up. But
Yeah.
no, yards is what I was thinking.
Oh.
How many yards would that be? How many yards are in a mile?
yards?
Let's guess. I'm gonna guess 300. It sounds like a good guess. It's definitely not exactly 300.
Because I think I.
Oh no, I'm totally wrong. Wait, hold up. Let me do that. 3 times 4. I'm gonna guess 1,200. That's my guess.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know. I broadly remember. I don't know why feet to miles. I don't know why that would make. Why someone would need to know that, but it's like
All the time.
1,700.
Wait, you know it?
It's like it's like 1,100 or like 1,600 or like 17. I don't
To
know.
preface that as like, yeah, this is like the dumbest thing someone could know, and it's actually 7.
Yeah, it's actually 1,700 feet going up a mile, I think. Or it's
Do we
like
have a fact check?
It's 5,280 feet in a mile.
Wait, for miles to feet,
For
or is that yards
how many
to
feet
miles?
in a mile?
oh my gosh.
However, yards in a mile
Wait,
is 1,760.
So
That's
that's what
what
I
it
was
is.
thinking about. I was like, oh my God, I've been telling people this wrong for years.
well, you technically have.
Yeah, I
You're just
have.
saying if it's to miles.
Miles.
Yo, people are like, holy shit, I got small steps. I keep going way over when I walk my mile.
Yeah, they're just going. They're just going for miles. Oh
Yo,
my
this
gosh.
track is way bigger than it should
Yeah.
be. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking like 100. You know, like you sprint 100 meters. I was thinking that was like in my mind. I was like, oh, that's 1 mile.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, that's one football field because the track's around the football field. But then I was like, dumbass. When Micah gave me that face, I was like, yeah, you got the other side of the track and you have the 2 corners. And I'm like, yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, got cooked straight up there. Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah.
No, literally the only thing that happened to me, the worst thing that happened to me today. So, I work early. I got to get up at like 4 a.m. every morning of the week to go to work. I've been really good at going to work. However, this past week, I took Monday off because we got back late from Missouri when we dropped out. So I was like, I'm not going to work. Like, we got home at like 12 a.m. And I'm like, I'm not sleeping 3 hours and then going to work. That's not going to work. So I called in. So then I get to Tuesday. Tuesday's fine. I leave my phone in my car. We get paid like breaks. It's not even, the break's not even equivalent to an hour. So like I don't even get, so it's like I don't know how much that's doing for me, Yeah. But that means you like if you stop, you can go smoke like by all the people outside smoking, but you can't leave that area. So I left my phone in my car. I'm like, damn it. I was like, I'm gonna have to go ask my like boss like, hey, can I get my phone? Which she was like, yeah, of course you can. Get to Wednesday, do the same exact thing. Leave my phone in the exact same spot. Get in. I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. I'm like, can I get my phone? He's like, yeah, it's fine. I must have caught him in like a good mood both times, or like he was just like, yeah, like So I get today or whatever, and I wake up and I'm like, I'm like, kind of feel a little rested. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, don't remember. I didn't hear my alarm go off though, but pretty sure I set them. So I'm like, hey, whatever. I'm like, what time is it? And she replies, I'm not going to say the name because the name is currently in the room. So they'll be like, how can I help you? But anyway, so I'm like, yo, what's up? And she's like, yeah, it's 5:20 a.m., which immediately I'm like, what? Because work starts at 5. Oh. And I'm like, oh, shit. And we technically only get 2 days off like through the whole summer because we're summer help. So they give us 2 days. And I just used one on Monday. So I'm like, is this going to count as a day? Like, how does that work, And I think they have a point system too, but I don't understand it. So I was like, oh. So I quickly ran over, took off my shorts, put my jeans on, threw a work shirt on. I'm like hustling out. But then I'm like, I'm already going to be late. So I'm like, I filled up my water bottle with some ice, get some water. Didn't eat. Went out the door, get to work 35 minutes late, right? By the time I get there. And I walk in and I'm like, I'm just going to go. Like, I'm waiting. I'm like, people are going to make fun of me, make some smart ass comment. It is what it is. I did it to myself, so I can't be mad. But Like there was moments when I was getting ready and like I could feel my heart like a little panic attack. But then I was able to calm myself down and be like, yo, this life happens. You know, it's like not a big deal. So I was able to calm myself down. Or like my hand would shake for a second. I'm like, literally not the end of the world. But then that got me thinking. I was like, people that get like panic attacks where you can't stop it.
Oh.
Like to me, I was like, that's what a panic attack is. It's like I am so like flustered, nervous, whatever that is, that I literally can't calm my brain isn't working to like talk through it as like I'm okay, which I was able to this morning.
Yeah.
But it's like that's got to be a terrible like experience, like just like not being able to calm yourself down in a high tense situation, you know. And I've never really thought about that until this morning. I was driving obviously to work and I was like, damn, that was intense. And I was like, I'm like, people literally do this, like they live like this, but they're not able to calm themselves down. Like that's so if you suffer from panic attacks, I feel you, and that's absolutely his ass.
The PSA from the Jordan Whitrock Show. About
panic attacks, ass.
Yeah. Panic attacks, don't have them. Just don't have them.
Get some help. No.
Get some help.
No, anyway, so I get to work and I'm like, I'm going to get laid into, right? I go up to my team lead and he's helping something on the line or whatever. And I'm like, hey, where do you want me or whatever? Like, just like straight up was like, where do you want me? Because I'm at this point in the summer where like I had a job that I went to every single day. But now it's just like, hey, we're going to throw you somewhere random because I trained someone for that job who's going to work there full time now. So it's like, I'm not useless, but also it's like, we just throw you where we can or if someone's gone, you know. And it's happened a couple times where they're like, hey, we just don't have you on the list. Like they never gave you a job. So like, we're going to find something for you to do. And it's like, all right, cool. Yeah. So that's the only thing that saved me, because if I had like a job where it's like, you have to be there and it's obviously noticeable if you're not because the line's not moving because no one's doing your job, you know, kind of thing. It's like, or it's like forces someone else to have to go to that spot. But I'm in this like floater kind of position, like you know, they call it the utility, but I don't get paid like the utility. Utility gets a pay increase. I don't, because I'm summer help. But anyway, but I get up there, I'm like, hey, like, where do you want me? He's like, oh, like, did you just get here?
You're like,
I'm like, I told myself like, dude, I'm not lying. I'm literally gonna just straight up be like, yo, I didn't set my alarm. I cooked myself, you know. But I was like, yeah, I did. And he's like, yeah, just go to welding or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Walk over to welding. I'm like, I'm looking for the team lead in welding. So I like put my stuff down and like walk up and I'm like, yo, how's it going? And he looks at me. He's like, Jordan, what's up, man? And I was like, how's it going? You know, get in there or whatever. He didn't bring it up. I'm like, cool. It's pretty chill, you know? And right as he's about to start teaching me like what we're going to do, because I had to help him with a job project or whatever, one of the bosses comes up or whatever. And I'm like, I'm going to get laid into, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like, you know, it's going to happen. And he's like, hey, good morning, Jordan. Like, how's it going or whatever? I'm like, good. And then he's like, sweet. And then just turned around and walk away. And I'm like, Noise. I think what happened though was he was probably on his way to be like, hey, I don't think Jordan showed. Like in my brain, I'm like, he was on his way to say he didn't show. Like, he's not coming into work today. But I had beaten him there, so that technically he didn't. Like I was late, but how long late was I? A minute late?
Yeah.
You know, like I just had. You know, now he's gonna know if he ever watched this episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, and then we just started working. I was like, pretty clutch. I was like, and then clocked out. I must have got paid for being late. So we got the 40 hours. Because I didn't know if I took off, if I got paid for that. Because I'm summer help. I didn't know if they were just like, hey, we're going to give you a day break, but we're not going to pay. Like, it's not a paid break.
Yeah.
But I think I got paid for that break. And then that's why I think it's a point system. So it's like, I think I have 20 hours I cannot go to work for this summer. And obviously I used 10 of them when I skipped the full day. And then I would have used like 30 minutes of the other point, you know? So I think they still counted that as paid because it was like, oh, what if I had a doctor's appointment called in? Like, I'm going to be late. You know, it's like, so, which is nice. Because in theory, this is my last week that I work, which is sad, good, sad. Otherwise, I was planning on working the whole summer because I need moolah. But it's fine. We'll make it, you know? But yeah. So what are you doing this summer, work-wise? Because you graduated in spring?
Yeah, spring.
Yep. So did you have something that you were going to do right after graduation, or you were like, I would love to like call NFL games right now, but that's obviously not. Or I'd love to call the Indianapolis 500, but
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen. You know.
Yeah, I want to, but Indy's not calling. No, so yeah, I had I guess I'll just lay it all out there. I had no, I'm serious. I'll lay it all out
All right,
there.
let's go.
I'll be honest.
Let's run it.
I had potential, the possibility to go to North Carolina to basically do
Work with Mr. Beast. No, I'm just kidding. All right, okay,
that would be fun. That would be fun too.
That'd be fun too.
But work at a racetrack, Rockingham Speedway,
Okay.
at North Carolina, and potentially.
And what do they race there? Everything? It's like a racetrack that does everything.
They race a lot of different things
Okay,
there.
yep.
Mainly what they race there is just stock cars,
Okay.
NASCAR, stock
Yep.
car, that sort of thing.
Yep.
And so I was basically, my whole kind of role was just to just kind of be kind of like you, just kind of a floater, a helping hand of sorts, but kind of help to run the media center for like a NASCAR event. So I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested. And then it just kind of got closer and closer, and then they just didn't really need additional people. So
Yep.
it was like, I got all hyped up about, oh, this would be fun to do.
Did they
And then-
officially hire you, or was it just like, did you know someone that's like, hey, I'm gonna try to get you in here?
Yeah, it was more of a, hey, I know someone that's
yeah,
going to
it's
try to
tough.
get you in
Yeah.
here, but it was fine. Like
It just sucks because you're in that position of like I don't know if I'm be super excited if I can. If I can't, it is what it is. But like sucks because I don't want to do something right now that I would have to like quit.
yeah,
And like break that bridge that eventually maybe I'd want to come back to it.
Yep, exactly. And that's where I'm kind of been at this summer, is like with jobs and stuff, is like I have that, and we can talk about it, of course, that traveling kind of gig that I
Yep.
do. But that has more or less just been kind of a winter summer kind of thing. While I'm not in school,
Yep.
hey, I'm on break. Let's go to, wherever they want me to go.
Yep.
So now it's just kind of, for me, it's deciding whether or not I want to hold out a little bit and try and get that job in the industry, or kind of break off and go, hey, not accept reality as
Yeah.
it's a bad thing, but like just get a job as like a news reporter or news anchor. I mean, Dylan Eckhart, that's what he's
Yep.
doing right now,
Yep.
doing a really good job. I've seen a couple of his packages that he's made.
Okay.
He's doing a really good job. So I'm just at that kind of crossroads, if you will.
Yep.
So that's kind of where I've been at. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's tough because like I've talked to people and Josh is one of those guys where it's like, I'd love for you to be on my podcast or whatever. But what's tough is a lot of these companies are like 2-year contracts. You can't break them.
Yeah.
And like for him, that station like doesn't have. They basically control your media output for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So they control where you are because he's in front of the camera. So it's like
Yeah.
they need to know that you're not going to do something dumb on it. So it's like, no, we're not going to let you do, kind of thing. And so he's like, I'd love to do your podcast. I literally can't. Like the company won't. So it's like tough. Like I think about that too. It's like if I were to take a job like that, it's like, would I even be able to start this show or something like that? Or it's like they own all of my whatever they call it, like personality, person rights. I don't know what it's called. I'm blanking on it. But so like it's like as you're talking about, like that is a real thing where it's like I mean I'd love to like work in the industry, but I can't afford to sign a contract that big because what if something comes up and I want to jump on it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
That's been my past couple of months, just going, I don't know. But like you said, it really is like when you sign like a contract with like a station or something like that, it's basically like I know this is going to seem crazy, but it's basically like the military. They own you. Like they own your image. Like
Thank you. Your image and likeness.
Your name, image, and likeness.
I couldn't think of it. Okay, yeah.
They own a kind of you in a sense, like your visual image. So you really are limited. And we had you were hosting a show, Honeydew, and we had a person. I guess maybe we could name him, but I'll leave it out. That was on a show that I believe was a PA for a news station that he should not have been on that show.
I thought you were gonna say he got the clearance, was good to go.
No, I don't think he got clearance.
Yeah, he's definitely getting written up because this episode going crazy to the moon.
Yeah, to the
number
moon.
one podcast in the world right now.
Yeah?
No, okay, that's funny.
He was like, and he was contracted to, kind of that same thing, but I don't know how it works for grips or PAs or something like that on news.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if they own your image.
If no one
or
sees
if-
you, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
anyway, but I think that's so crazy. Like, I mean, I would say it now, who knows, but like, I would never, like, I would have to be something like, hey, if it's dumb, like, yeah, you don't let me do it, because also that's just like good.
Yeah.
But if I think it's something that's not dumb and it's not going to get me in trouble, like, I don't want someone saying, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, I'm like, nah, but I am.
Yeah, but I'm gonna like
Because, like,
you can say that, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
You know, it's like the government already controls me. I don't want to have another party, you know?
Yeah. Got the government over here, and then you got your station over here, and they're telling you to do two different things.
Where is the wife? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it just I don't know. It's a tough thing, but I mean, it'll get to a point soon where my parents will be like, "Oh yeah, Jack, we should." Give me the boot, you know. They're like, figure this crap out, Jack. Get out of our house.
We were at a graduation, and my parents were talking to one of my aunts, and she was just saying like, yeah, there's, you know, kids in the house, you know, like they've all come back after leaving, and whether college didn't work out or worked out, and they're just back, you know, and like. Not a lot of prospects of like what they're planning on doing. It's kind of like, hey, what's your plan? Because like you can't live here your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and it's funny because she's saying that, I'm like to myself, I'm like, that's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I kind of felt bad. I'm like, well, we can't be ripping into these kids if like no one's talking about me. And so I'm like, well, I feel like I've been basically doing the same thing to my parents, you know.
Yeah.
And then my parents are like, I mean, no, not really. Like they're like, you graduated and you were auditioning. And like then now you have a job, because at that time that's when I just started working at Lions or whatever. But there was a stretch there where like I was done auditioning. Like there's a 2-month stretch where I was doing literally in here doing podcasts. Like that was like setting that up. Like I literally was doing nothing with my life, and I was like, this kind of sucks. I'm like I can't even work my part time, because I worked like a month at my part time job before I went to my worked for Alliance full time, and so like there was a good stretch where I was like. Probably was in my room too much, you know, but also like what else was I gonna do?
Yeah,
you know,
you're just kind of stuck. But yeah, I kind of in that same vein. I think it's funny, because obviously you graduate from college, but then like my girlfriend, she calls me one day and she's like, you know, I don't want to be done with school. Like I like school. So should I go get my master's? And I'm like,
do you need your master's or something?
And I'm like telling her, I'm like, you don't need your master's. And it's like
this is crazy, because there is a thing going around right now where like people are like, I feel safe at school, like because like I'm not like I'm working to pay off the bills that I need to, but the government is otherwise paying for the tuition and stuff like the living and stuff. Like I'm content doing this. I don't want to go out to the real world. Yeah. And they're calling it like our generation is like that. We're kid. The term kids is no longer until 18. It's like till 25. Yeah. And I can't judge because like I'm living in my parents' house right now. Like obviously I have stuff planned and I'm like intending and move out and soon. But it's like, my parents was like 18, went to college, like graduated college, better figure it out. You're not coming home. Yeah. And it's like, I thank my parents for like allowing me to come home, because otherwise I'd be cooked. You're just like, but anyway, okay. You were saying that she was thinking of going back to school.
Yeah. She was thinking going back to school and getting her master's. And I was just like,
master's in what though? Because there are some programs where it's like you can't do anything without a master's.
Yeah, no, and it's again, in my opinion, it's one of those programs where you don't need it. Communications, and I was like, it depending on what she was what for work, what she was going into. In my opinion, I don't think she needs it. Like I could see where if you wanted to teach, and you were like, oh yeah, I want to get like my master's or like my.
Well, you only do that, and okay, fun fact. If you're a teacher and you're watching this and you're like, oh, I like want to get my master's, administration is the only thing you get your master's in, because if you do a specialist or something like that, cool, like you can be a specialist teacher, but you can't, like you need the administrator to actually like work in administration, like get out of the classroom, become a principal, all that kind of stuff. And my mom didn't learn that the hard way, but she went to get. She ended up with 2 masters in education. The first one was like I think math. Okay. Because she didn't like math. She's like, if I do that, I'll just become better at math. So she took the hard route to get her master's. Did that, and then was like, oh, I kind of want to do administration. And she's like, I got the wrong master's degree. So then had to go get another master's in administration to then be able to do administration. But it's like You got to make sure though that like the one that you're getting or whatever. Like for me, going to get my master's was all about like, hey, I'm not a good actor.
Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah.
And like I personally am like I could go like to a conservatory, something like that. But then I want like also the degree that like allows me to teach like at a professor level or something like that. So it's like, okay, then that's why I'm getting my master's, because I want to set up to being able to teach, you know.
Yeah. Yep. And I agree. I think there is a lot of there's a lot of benefits to it, but at the same time, like if you don't have that kind of narrow focused idea of
as
what
to
you
why
want,
you're using it,
what are you doing? You're throwing money out the window. And like you said, like I think more of it, where she was coming from was more of a like comfort, you know. It's like, man,
I'm
I
used
don't have
to
to
this.
graduate that.
Yep.
I'm used to this, and it would have been at the same school too. Like it would have been at Stevens Point. Like so, she would have been right at home, and she still has like people that are friends with her that are younger that like will still be there. So it would have been nice for her, but it's like I was just like, man, like what you're talking about is like tens and tens of thousands of dollars for a master's degree
that we don't know if you need.
You know what I mean? And it was just kind of that, you know.
What are your guys' thoughts on going to get your master's from the same university that you got your bachelor's? It's for you, Micah, too.
That's a good question. Mikey, you want to go first?
I honestly think it depends on the degree, right? So like I'm getting a bachelor's degree in engineering. The only school I could really reasonably get a master's degree from in state would be Madison, which is where I'm doing my undergrad, right? So like for something like that, I think it makes sense. But like let's say you go to UW Oshkosh, you get a bachelor's degree in psychology, you need your master's, right? I wouldn't get it at Oshkosh.
Oh, there it is, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
laughing because I know someone.
Oh, so they're gonna watch this and be like, ooh.
I don't think they'll watch it, but that exact scenario is what it is. And like, I think the argument was like that program was like a year compared to like other masters that were 2. So like I can get that. But that's where I'm at, Micah, where it's like if you're already going to the school that's considered the best at that top level or one of the best in this area, so you don't have to go super far away to like across coast. And that's even like if you were to get into that school too. Yeah. It's like I understand that. But it's like for me it's like obviously it's not even offered at Oshkosh. But it's like obviously I'm not going to go to get my master's at Oshkosh for acting even if it was available, because it's not where it's at. I need to go somewhere that's like I'm going to see people that are insane to either be like I can be like that. I just need to practice. Like this is the people I need to be around, or be like, wow, they are so good, and that's so pure natural talent that I will never catch up to them. And I know that this is not the route for me. Yeah. Like I need that, because otherwise you're gonna go into the world and like for me not get roles or not understand why no one likes you. It's like, well, I need someone to be like, yo, this is what I've been doing. Like I'm a professor. Like I'm in the world doing these shows, doing this stuff. Like I'm in the Broadway scene, like kind of thing. It's like that sucks. But it's like, oh, I trust you because you're doing it now and you're getting roles. So it's like, what do I need to change to now? So it's like that's why I need to go to a new school from that standpoint. But
yeah, no, I think I'm honestly probably in the same boat. I think that while it would be good, I guess, to go to the same institution, I feel like if you're going to get your master's or you're going like that step further, right? I feel like you got to go to the place that, like, kind of what you guys were both echoing is the best. You know, like you can't just kind of half-ass it, if you will, and just not at all. You know, be like, I should try to, like you were saying, you should want to get into those places that are hard to get into, because then when you walk out of there with that nice piece of paper and go, Juilliard, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, people are going to be like, whoa, okay, you went to Juilliard. I get it. Like, woo.
That's interesting you say that. What were your thoughts when you walked across stage at Oshkosh? What was your accomplishment feeling? Like what you just said. And I'll tell you mine.
I would say, first off, I don't know what happened. Like, I got, like, Jack Gold was next to me when I got up to graduate. and we're both Jacks are right next to me. We walked back to back, so it's Jack 1, Jack 2. Yeah, we're like Dr. Seuss, like thing 1, thing 2.
Thing 1, thing 2.
We live together too. Yeah. So he walks, like we're going up to walk for graduation, and it was just like the most brutal thing, because like you get up and then like I just got hit by a wall of like, holy cow, like this, I'm actually done. Like I'm actually about to walk the stage and be done. And it made it brutal because I can't think of any other department that would have a reason to be there at graduation other than RTF. And it's like they're like broadcasting the graduation. So you see all of these people.
Oh,
and so it was literally, it was like
yeah.
Justine, it was Lauren, and then like Ben, and they're all standing like as close as they can get alongside because
Yeah.
they want to like congratulate you for like
Yeah.
walking. And it just like hit me like a truck. Like they're all standing there and it's like, yeah, this is it. Like, see you later.
So like
buddy.
so RTF broadcasts the graduation for people that don't know, and what they set up their like central hub though, like right next to where all the students walk up. So you have to walk next to them, kind of thing. But okay, so was the wall just like seeing them being like I'm done, or was it like the I'm done, I don't know what I'm doing next?
Ooh.
Like I had prepared for this moment, but now I'm here and I didn't get past this point, you know?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think
Yeah.
it was more just like, man, I'm gonna miss it. You know what I mean? Like it was just like the sentiment of like, like not in a bad way, like man, like I'm done, but like, you know, I accomplished so much in 2 years.
The good times, yeah.
Yeah, in 2 years. And so it was just like it hit me like a truck. Hugged Justine, cried like a baby, and then I was able to like compose
together.
myself by the time I got the like couple, maybe like 100 feet before it like curved up again, and then they were, you know, staging us or whatever, and we're giving him the card to read, and then I was like, okay, I'm good now. But no, it was hard. Like, I mean, I definitely that day it was like, you know, it was like you see people and they're all dressed up in their attire to graduate, and it's like, this is it, guys. You know, good luck. You know, bye.
Yep.
It's like you don't know when you're gonna see a lot of those people. You know what I mean? Like it's just very sad.
And then afterwards, you end up at your house in Cherry Street, and you still see the university. You're like, "Huh, I didn't get that far, did I?" No.
Yeah, wasn't able to get far away. I'm still here.
See, for me, I like went into my last semester. No, I went 4.5 years. So I ended my senior year being like, okay, I think I'm gonna do TV, like whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
To then start my final semester, super senior year, and being like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So now I'm going through that last semester being like, yeah, like, what are we doing here? I'm like, I'm about to graduate. Awesome. Cool. I don't know what. And then at the same time, like you were saying, the emotion of like the version of me freshman year was so different. Like I could literally like picture people I was friends with, close with, and just like, not that we like split up because of stuff, but it's just like, oh, like we both found our own paths that kind of just, we didn't mingle as much as we used to. And then like you just like see who you ended up dating and like how that changed stuff, and to then not be dating that person anymore and see how that changed you. And so it's like, that was like, or like I would walk across campus and be like, oh my gosh, I remember my audition for my freshman year for the a cappella group was like, dude, it's the dumbest thing ever. I don't know the exact time, but let's just say it was like, hey, so it was callbacks. So it was like you did your first audition. Callback was like, hey, they called back like 20-ish people. Okay. Or like, I don't know, something, 30 people, something like that. But they were only going to take like 2 or 3 of each. No, 4 of, I don't know how that gets split up. Would they have done 3 sopranos, like 3 altos, and then like 3 tenors, and then 4 bass, but then the 4 bass gets split, so that they were only gonna take like 12 people, say it like that. And it was like, hey, we're gonna start at 8, so you just gotta be here by 8, right? I'm coming from Ripon, and I'm like hustling to get there, and I like pull into the parking lot at Sage, auditions at the AC building, right? Because I didn't have the parking pass to go over there, right? That dumb stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's only like 7:50. I got time to like run. Ran across the whole thing. I opened the door. Everyone is on stage doing warm-ups together. Oh. Like they started early.
No.
I'm like, mother, and I'm like sweaty because I kind of ran across the can. Like, so maybe I got there at like 55. Like, so like, but I got in there at 8, and I'm like, mother, we're already like warming up, practicing. I'm like, I'm cooked already. I'm like, I'm a freshman. No one knows who I am in this department, and then it was like that intense thing of like we had to learn a song. So I was like, shit, I gotta memorize it, because if I don't memorize my part, like I'm gonna look bad, right? Yeah. Which I think is what helped clutch me up. I think they liked me already from my first audition, that I was probably gonna get in, but I think coming memorized like trying to interact with other people, like what an acapella group would look like if I was in one. Like that kind of thing is like when you talk to someone who's interviewing, you'd be like, yeah, so like when I'm working underneath you, what are some of your like so you get that they're in their head already that you're working for them, which leads them to wanting to hire you, you know, like that thing. It's like that's what I was trying to do, you know. But it's like those memories of like as you're walking down that Algoma Street, not worried about an acapella audition, but your super senior year compared to your first semester of college, you're like, those good times. Like when you open the doors, everyone just stops and looks up at you, and you're like, I can't even hide. I'm so cooked.
Just all out in the open. You're like, oh well, they're all down there.
Walk down the stairs. But yeah, no, graduation was. I was happy that like my class, half of them graduated the spring that we were supposed to, like 2024 spring, and the other half was spring. It was fall. So I was happy that I was like, okay, at least I got to graduate with half my class. Yeah. Also, I wanted to. I love even numbers, so I wanted to graduate even. I was like, graduated in 2020, 4 years. That's 2024. That's perfect. But then I went a semester long. I was like, oh no, I'm still graduating in 2024.
Yeah.
Literally, my auditions in Chicago. I get into this room. I got called back. So I was in a private room with the guy. He's looking at my resume. He's like. So, and this would have been in 2025. He's like, oh, so you graduated in 2024. So what have you even been doing up to this point? And I was like, well, I graduated this December. He's like, oh, okay. Because it literally was like less than a month.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, like since I graduated. But he thought I graduated in the spring, which is what I kind of want people to think, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I graduated on time. Normal, 2024, you know?
Totally not in between.
Yeah, not one semester before my brother, who's 2 years younger than me. No. But that was a funny moment because I was like, "Damn, bro, coming at me hot and heavy." Yeah. But I literally just graduated. Like, what else could I have done?
Yeah,
nothing.
You're like, bro, chill. Trust me.
But crazy. Well, anything else crazy new in your life?
Crazy new.
Because I feel like we haven't chatted with each other in like, well, when was the last time we hung out? Besides this weekend.
That's true.
We're gonna be together for 7 to 8 hours.
No, not bad. Like we're not.
But I feel like it's gonna be a good set.
Yeah,
because it's not a graded and it's not meant to be sent to like multiple film festivals to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's a little bit we can mess around, have fun. You know, obviously we'll probably get bitched at once or twice for talking when we're not supposed to, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all love.
And I feel like. There's two different like sets that you can kind of be on. You can be on more of like a fun, relaxed set, kind of like what we were talking about, and then you can just be on a set where you're like, oh my gosh, like.
Did you do 440?
Did I do? No, I didn't do 440. Yeah. But I did a lot of like, and I can't remember like the classes, but like they would always have me come in and like do little like, not necessarily like cameos, but like. Some would be like a cameo. Others, it would be like, you know.
Wait, we never talked about. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. Coming in and actually acting. So it was just kind of a mix of. I don't even know where my train of thought was going with that.
Sorry, I totally screwed.
No, you're good. But yeah. So and I know what I was talking about. So they're like two. You can just have a really high tension set, and then you can have just a really relaxed, just kind of set where you can just kind of do not necessarily whatever, but there's.
I think that's planning.
Yes.
If you didn't plan, like my set on my one short film I directed and kind of set up and did the whole thing, I planned everything to a T. Like I was talking about this with someone else. I like took pictures of every spot that we were gonna put the camera for every shot, and it's like you knew what was coming next. Yeah. So there was no surprise or there's no time crunch because you're like, hey, we just need to shoot this 3 times, take the best take, and move on. Whereas the sets that are like, yeah, I kind of liked 4 different shots for this one particular like phrase of words before we move to the next spot. Like, can we try them maybe? And it's like, well, the call sheet says we don't even have any of those shots on here. But it's like that's what creates the chaos because then you lose the people of like, oh, this like the actors are saying, oh, this and the crew are like, this director doesn't really know exactly what he wants. So then what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, what's the plan? Because you lose, and I think a lot of that too is when you have those people in those classes like that are kind of just like like. I know that sounds weird, but like group driven, but not like, this is gonna sound terrible, but like not personally driven, but like they're not like getting everything down to a T because it's like, oh, we'll get it done.
Yep.
But like if you have someone who is just kind of like, we'll get it done, those shoots run way longer
Yeah.
than they're supposed to, and then everybody just gets slowly demoralized, and then that's where you run into just like the fatigue of like, what are we doing? Like, yeah, it just.
I was
gets
on
brutal.
one set and it got late, and they were like, you know what if we had like maybe 5 scenes to shoot still, and they're like, you know what, let's just stop now and we'll come back tomorrow night. But it was like they told us that we were gonna be there, like we had already been there 2 days, and this was the last day to shoot, and I'm like, I'm acting in it. I'm like, I'm not coming up.
Yeah.
Like, after seeing how this has been run, I'm like, let's just finish it tonight. It's cold, but it's gonna be fine. We'll get through it, And it turned out fine, but
Yeah.
it was like one of those things where it's like, no, we're not gonna procrastinate. We're gonna get it done now. You're
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but it's your project, not mine.
Yeah.
So it's like you buckle up,
Well, I think another part of that too is like you get into a scenario where you have, in like, for people that aren't familiar with like film and television, you see what's on screen, but there are so many people behind the scenes, and when you have a shoot that's going slow or you have something that's kind of sluggish, like for me, like when I like direct or like I'm in charge of something, I'm always cognizant of the time like that I'm taking up of your time. So it's like if I say it's from 8 to 5, I mean it's from 8 to 5, and I want to get it done hopefully sooner. Not we're hanging around at 6:30 scratching our head like, oh, we should probably reshoot that. It's something that you have to be considerate of other people's time.
Yeah.
And I think that's something too that's hard as like a young director, like a young person, like when you're doing these projects, is you have to budget out a certain amount of time, and sometimes you learn the hard way of, hey, it's going to go a lot longer
or
than
I
you think.
overestimated or underestimated my abilities, and then you just got to know that for the next time, like, oh, okay, I'm not actually this quick, because I do like to take my time. But okay, last thing, and then I can get you out of here because we've been here for a minute. Duck. We almost forgot about it. That's why I gasped when you were like, I took a couple cameos, and I was like, we almost forgot about literally the one thing that we both were like, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
So that's where we talked about it slightly in the beginning of the show, but that's where I feel like we met each other, was in that callback room, kind of. I don't really know. It was like supposed to be a callback, and then they just ended up taking everyone.
Yes.
Right? I'm curious. I never asked, but I wonder how many cast members they actually wanted, because it was kind of like an SNL vibe.
Yeah.
But they ended up just like, I think they called like 7 of us, or was it? Yeah, I don't even remember how many of us there were.
That's a really good question. Yeah.
But then we did the callback, and they're like, yeah, I think everyone had something to give to the show, so we just like took everyone. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, I'm happy to be part of the project or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was one of those nights when we were shooting the promo to that in the tunnel.
Yes.
That was one of those long nights.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about that.
I did too. Dude, honestly, that was like the first time though, but I was like there and I was like, oh, this seems legit though.
Yeah.
Like, cause I've been on other stuff where it's like, this is student TV. That was the first time I was like, oh, this is actually like, at least like the setup, it looks good. We'll see how it turns out, but
yeah.
No. Was that the first true big project you worked on?
At least RTF related.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah,
Okay.
because that was, I mean, for me it was wild because like I came in that semester, and then I can't remember when they did like the audition stuff, but it was in my email listing from like who was the department chair at the time? Was it Smock or Hubbard? It was one of the department
Smock,
chairs. Yeah, it was Smock. And I got that email, and I was like, I don't know, like, and at that time I had a lot of boatload of free time compared to what I had, this past year. I was no free time whatsoever, but I still, made room for little projects that people were like, hey, we want you in this. And so it was really like, there was like, I was 50-50 on it. Like I was either like, I almost didn't send anything in. Like I looked at it now, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like, it was just one of those things where it's like, should I do it? Like, I like SNL, like this would be fun. Like I want to do this, but like, I'm unsure.
Yeah.
I'm unsure how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And I shipped that tape in, and I was like, man, that was that. And I still have it on my phone.
Dude,
so cringy.
I cringed so hard. I forgot about the audition, what that was. It was literally like, hey, like, we want you to write, like, was it like if you were going to host the show?
Yeah.
It was like, I want you to write an opening monologue like you were going to host the show, and then do it. and I was like, huh. I'm like, interesting. Never really been in a place where I write a whole monologue.
Yeah.
Mine was so bad. There was so many bad jokes in it because I was like, this is gonna be an SNL, so it's like supposed to be funny stand-ups. And I was like, I wish I had like bad. Like it's so cringy. My fish tank's in the background, probably making so much noise. And like it's like the angle is like really low, but not low enough to make it look cool. It's just like really uncomfortably low if you're watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because there's nowhere else to put my phone, and I'm like, I think I was like you too. I was like, I feel like I know enough people that are like running it that I'll probably get like that was like probably being cocky. Like I'll probably get cast in it. Like I just need to submit something so they have proof that I'm interested in it, and they didn't give me the part, you know.
Yeah.
But did we do any like good skits with each other?
There were a couple. Can you remember them? That will play a little. I know one that I really liked that I wasn't really necessarily a part. I was a part of it, but for like 5 seconds.
There's one I just remembered, which was the news, like weather.
The weather.
I forgot about that. No, that wasn't even that.
Are you thinking
that
studio?
That was a studio project.
Yeah,
Same people though. What I was thinking of the one that first came to my mind was we were like thieves or something like that. Were you in that one? You might not have even been in that one.
I think I was calling a game, and I had to like beg Jenna. I'm like, Jenna, please, like I committed to do your show, but like they need somebody to call this game, and so I think that was the only episode I wasn't on. Was that one? And I think I was supposed to be.
That was the one I hosted.
Yeah, and I think I was supposed to be in that sketch with you guys. That were
okay. So you weren't in it then. You're right. It was the 3 girls and me in that skit. Yep. What one am I missing?
I like the one, and it was a late addition that they added me in. I think because it was you and Luke, I believe.
You were that. Oh, okay, yeah, and that. Yes, that's right. I forgot about that pan. So we've had Luke on the show, and we've talked about the skit where it's like he's like a murder, like that's the one we're talking about. Yeah, he's like we're selling knives, but he's like doing it, and like he's gonna kill people with the knives, and I'm just his backup man. Like, yeah, like these knives are sick. Let's go. And like he gets in these serious like. But you could maybe kill someone with this knife. Like I would be careful.
Yeah, if I wanted
to.
But
right at the end of the skit, no, you come in, right? You come in, and then we go to break or something like that.
I was on the floor.
I thought you ran in, and then okay, never mind.
No, you're good.
All right, so then we just panned to you on the floor, all tied up.
I was all tied up. Yeah, I was literally. They had like rope and stuff all around me. I had one of the floor headsets on. Like I was one of the floor people for this like kind of ad that you guys were doing. And I can't remember what the line was. We're just like, help, like my family or some like help. I have kids or like I have a wife and children. Like please don't kill me. I think that might have been what it was.
Might have been what it was. Okay.
And then it was just and then it was boom.
Yeah.
And then they just go to break.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because there was others that were you. I don't think you were part of the car subs one. Were you in that one?
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
And it never got filmed because we didn't have audio.
Nope.
The audio wouldn't work.
Because I was the boom guy.
Oh,
I wasn't even...
Okay, you were just going to help out on the backside of it.
Yeah, that was one of the rare instances where I was actually helping kind of behind the scenes stuff.
I think the problem with that weekend was like, was it pub crawl weekend or something like
it might
that?
have been.
And like people were like, yeah, I'm going to be out of town. It's like, no, you're going to be in town on the sidewalks. Like, let's be real here. Just... call a spade a spade. It's fine.
Yeah, you're going to be a couple blocks down from where we are. Because we're literally at the courthouse, right? We were out, if I remember correctly, it was it cold as hell that day?
Super cold.
Cold. And I remember I have this boom mic, and they're like trying to fix it. And my hands, because I had gloves, but they're in my in my pocket or in the car or whatever. And so I'm holding this boom mic, right? And and I'd never really done anything with a boom mic, right? Because I hadn't been that far into RTF. So I'm like awkwardly holding this boom mic, and it's freezing and my hands are so cold. And the both of us, it had gotten to the point, I think we were just like we had become delirious.
Yeah.
And we started singing.
Oh yeah, that's I forgot about that.
And so we're freezing our butts off. It's tired. It's the morning because they wanted a certain angle with the light or whatever.
Yep.
So it's early in the morning.
Oh yeah,
it's
it was
pub
ass
crawl.
Crockett.
10 Australian there's the Os Crocodon.
Crocodon, mate.
So we're standing out there in the Os Crocodon.
Yep. Shivering, we both off. Oh fuck, that was another accent.
Yeah. So we're standing there, we're freezing.
Yep.
And nothing's going right. Nothing's going right. And
Yep.
they of course Bryce and Albino, they want this car subs because
Dude, I remember not having my lines memorized for that and getting there and being like, okay, time to clutch up. But then we were having audio edition. I'm like, oh, perfect. I have time to run through the whole script. I had that thing memorized. And then that's when we get the call of like, yeah, so like the 250 students took all of the cameras out that run the audio. So we had to take this camera out, but this camera's not like audio button is broken. So we're only getting static. We're getting no audio back.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to just like skip this. And I'm like, bro. So I literally just like went to memorize all these lines for nothing. I was like,
Yeah.
that's tough. That was a tough one, live, you learn,
Yeah. So they're literally Jordan and I are just standing out. What time of year was it? Like October, November, something like that?
It was fall.
It
Yep.
was fall.
So it was late fall, yeah. So it would have been November, something like that. Yep.
Yeah, and we're standing out there because it was one of the later.
It was either the last episode or second to last episode.
Yeah, it was one of those two, and it was just Jordan and I are just standing out there, just freezing and just singing. Like Billy Joel,
Yeah.
we're going through like his whole
Oh,
discography,
yeah, you're
and we're just
right.
like going through.
No, you know what the meme was? We were radios, and you would just say like
oh,
next, or like you'd switch the station, and then we'd have to sing a different song.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yep. And that was probably not helping the situation at all, if you think about it.
Yeah, you just got two like.
It was helping me though.
Yeah. You're just like, man, get me through this day. And you've got like Jenna. Meanwhile, Jenna's standing over there trying to like figure this out.
Yep,
And, like,
with
"Ooh."
Chris, yep.
And you got like Jordan and Jack. Whoa.
For the longest.
For the longest time. It was literally that. It was literally that. And
Yeah.
we're just going insane over there. And then Lauren and Jenna are just like,
Yeah, literally gonna die. Good
But yeah.
times. Good times.
it was random.
Dude, I was thinking about this the other day, and then I can let you go. But one question for you and Micah. What year or like clump of years was the best summer, like time in your life? And maybe you're like in your head, you're like, I haven't even gotten to those. Like it's gonna be like when I'm older, those are gonna be the best summers ever. But for me, like I'm able to like look at how all the summers that I've had up to this point, and like be like that was like peak. That was like where I peaked. Like summers will not get this good again, at least from this age bracket that I'm in. You know,
Ooh, that's a good question.
Micah, do you got yours?
Micah, yeah, you got yours?
I think if I had to pick one, it would probably be post high school graduation, pre-college summer.
So that summer.
So that summer,
Mm.
just because I mean, of course I was working like every other summer,
Yeah.
but I wasn't going back to high school, right? I'm going
Yeah.
off to Madison. So it's like something new and different
Hype.
to look forward to.
And it's
Hype.
Madison too, so it's not like
Right.
just a small college
Yeah.
or like an
And-
Oshkosh where it's like, yeah, it's like no, this is the big leagues.
Exactly. And all of my friends are like a year or 2 years ahead of me, right?
Yep.
So I think that was probably the first summer where we were able to
True, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
indulge in some activities,
Yep.
hang out on the boat.
Yeah.
I also think that might have been the summer that we took the ATVs up north.
Could have been. Because we probably wouldn't have done it the year before, which would have been the only other year I could think of.
Right.
But that was a weird group. Not a weird group, but that was just like it was you, Ben, Stelly, and I. Which
It was fun.
It was fun, and I would do it again. But it was just like looking at like period now with friend groups. It's like I don't know how that group ends up going together at this point. Like it's been branched off so many places that like other small groups I feel like we go on that trip. Anyway, but it was fun. Okay, so that would be your summer would be like right graduating high school that summer. My graduation summer was like COVID still, so there wasn't much you could do anyway. Like I remember just like painting my parents' garage because I couldn't work because I was a lifeguard, so like there was no pools. So
Yeah.
and I needed to pay for college a little bit. And they're like, okay, like we don't want you just sitting in the house doing nothing. So like go paint and we'll pay you like $25-$50. And I was like, sounds good.
You're like, hell yeah. Let's go,
Hell
baby.
yeah.
Painting walls.
Yep. All right, what about you?
That is a good question. I would say probably my second go around to Oshkosh. Not that
So not the first.
not the first.
So just last summer.
Yeah, I would say probably last
Last
summer.
summer was peak.
Yeah, I would say that because it was you're riding this high of like, oh, you're in a new place, like you're at a new school, and being I attribute it, and then Jen and I have talked about this, but like that Duck Deck Live is like probably the only reason I'm sitting here. Like I'll be truthful,
Really?
like legitimately, because like it got me involved in so many RTF things that it just I just kind of weaved into that whole department, and it was just, you knew it was just, you know, this tight knit community of people.
That definitely jump started me back into RTF because I was in RTF doing a lot of stuff, and then I got sucked into the theater department.
Yeah.
And then was working my way there, and then started getting roles and leads and stuff. So it was like, well, how can I walk away? Like, they're doing a good show that this could be good on a resume. I can't not do the show. But then it just ironically happened that year they weren't doing any shows that I was like, that's gonna be a big resume builder. And I didn't. There was a lot of people in the cast that was like, this is the only part I want. And it's like, I could see a version of the show where I would somehow end up with that role.
Yeah.
Just based on what the director wanted. And I'm like, I don't want to mess. Like, I don't want there to be any tension because you spent your whole summer hoping you were going to get this role and practicing, and somehow I got in your way, you know?
Yeah.
But then, so I did Duck Duck instead, and I knew that going into it, and I was like, and that jump started me back into RTF, being with all my old friends from freshman year that I hadn't really talked to in forever. It's like, which was good for me, but
yeah, but no, definitely I would say that summer, because it was just like, yeah, I'd finally, you know, because obviously you go someplace for 2 years and then you go someplace else, you're going to Oshkosh. It really just kind of, it felt like there were, I know it sounds stupid, but we talked about, like, you know, people at Marshfield, they didn't really hang around after school. They just dipped. Yep. So there, I was finally in this place where it was like people were hanging around. Like I had
working
a place
in Oshkosh compared to like going back home to work, you know?
So you had a community of people, and then it was just like, whoa, you got the summer now?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can just go to Oshkosh and just hang out with all these people. Like, that's awesome. You know, if I finally have a group of people that like are on the same, you know, brain wave, you know what I mean, that I can do stuff with. So yeah, I would say probably.
See, for me, I think I peaked already.
He said his peak, guys. He just boop.
So, worst summer was after freshman year of college. That was first time working at Alliance. Terrible. The next summer, it was okay. I had a different job, so I had more flexibility in hours and whatever. But you're still like, there's not much you can do, you know, from that standpoint. Was it? So then it wouldn't be last summer. It would be the summer before. Yeah, it'd be that's. Or would it be? I don't know. Either last summer or the 2 summers ago. I think this is where I peaked, because that was when, kind of like you're saying, everyone's still in Oshkosh. Like, you don't realize you're in the good times without. You know, like, you wish you realized you were in the good times.
My senior quote.
Within this part of, like, my life, where it's like, I assume I'm gonna have awesome, great, amazing things happen, and then I'm gonna feel the same way there. But it's like, in this moment where like this stretch of 5 years, it's like, oh, those 2 years were peak. Like, everyone was fun, everyone was not stressed about something that was going on in their personal life or just creating drama and stuff. Like, for some reason, everything just meshed. It was so fun, blast, all that kind of stuff. And like, when I look back, like, as I look this year, it's like, I mean, I've had fun and done a lot of cool stuff and whatnot, but it's like, like, there's a part of me that's like, I wish I could go back. Or like, now I'm at Alliance again. So it's like my part-time job was like the best. Like, it was my dream job. It was like cutting grass. That's my dream job. Like, cutting grass. Like, I just love cutting grass. And it's like, literally, I get paid to do what I love doing. I don't even have to work a full day because I get done with like my job. It's kind of like time-based, like however long it takes you to do it. But I always just do it as fast as possible because I'm like, I don't want to be here, which is not smart when you're trying to earn money for the summer, because it means you get paid less if you're hourly. But it's like, I'd have so much time to go do stuff with people. But I was like thinking about that, and I got a little sad. I was like, I'm like, now people are moving away. Like, someone's in like Houston or Oklahoma, and someone's on the other side of the state of Wisconsin. It's like, yeah, you're never gonna get all of those people back at that same point in life. You know, where it's like all they're worrying about is making money for college, and it's like, you'll never get back there again, which is fine. And I think you like, I was talking about this. It's like, you always have to, like, in order to go to the next awesome part, I'll leave the podcast with this. In order to go to the next awesome part of your life, like exciting part, you have to leave something behind, right? Which is painful. And so, like, I'm excited for the next stage of my life, but that means if I move out from home, that means those last 23 years or whatever of living at home, like all those memories, like I am now saying, we're done. I'm leaving that in the past. I'm no longer building off of that. But on the flip side, it's like, yeah, but the only way to do that is to do this, to have my own family. You know, it's like, eventually you're going to have to move out of your parents' house to like hopefully meet someone that you can make a wife and
Yeah.
then have kids and all that stuff. But it's like, but you got to let this old self of you die, like kind of thing, so you can have room for the new version of yourself. And so it's like, it's sometimes I get thinking about that and I'm like, it sucks, it's sad, but it's good. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, Jack, thank you for coming on the Jordan Whitrock Show.
Yeah.
If you made it this far into the episode, consider dropping a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.